it is risk management and mitigation. Now we have thought about building a business intelligence project for our company, for our business. Now, it is not a very easy task. There are various forms of risk which are involved. So we have to manage all these risks. We have to manage and mitigate all these risks which are involved. So there are various types of risk involved in the business project. Here we are going to discuss a few points about them, that what if this risk arises, how would you find the solution for it? So the first one, the business intelligence solution. It might be slick, but is it the best fit for your specific data types? Is it the best one for your customers? Whether your customers are the users who are internally operating on the project, or the customers or the users who are externally operating on this project. And reporting needs. That means the business intelligence project that has been built for your system, is it satisfying all your reporting needs? So, if you want to analyze this kind of risk, what is the solution you can have for this? Conduct a thorough vendor evaluation process. Make a list of vendors and seek referrals. Request a thorough product demonstration and be demanding. A good demonstration, it is a fluid, two-way dialogue, not a vendor monologue. See, for whosoever you are trying to build this project, so you have to understand his requirement. So for that, you have to do a proper evaluation process. You have to conduct a thorough evaluation process, that what all are the requirements that he is seeking for. You have to understand his point of view also. So it is a two-way process. The person who is building this project, the data analyst, or the person who is working on building this project, and for whom this project is going to be built, the users of the company. So we have to have a two-way communication between both of them, so that they can understand the requirement of each other, and accordingly they can build the project. So this is one kind of risk. If you have not done this survey, you have not done this evaluation properly, then at the later point of time, when you develop your project, when you deploy your project, then new requirements arise. They may arise that this is not we require something else. This is not we asked for, this is something else. So you have to actually work on this very first risk phase, where you have to analyze the requirement of the users, whether the users are internal or external to the organization who are actually going to use your project. Then the second risk can be the resistance to change. Most business intelligence implementation, they will encounter some form of resistance from the people within the designated user group. See, in a company, there are different levels on which the people are working. Some people are working in the marketing department, accounts, your sales department, your IT department. So there are different user groups. You have to serve the need of each user group. There would be resistance that, okay, the IT team, they can very well understand how to operate on your project, but there may be certain non-technical people who may not be finding it easy to shift themselves from the normal scenario they are working on to this business intelligence project. So you will find some resistance to the change by those users. What can be the solution for it? Develop and adhere to the comprehensive change management plan. You have to do a proper change management plan, that you have to manage how are the things going to change, and you have to effectively communicate those things to those people effectively, and continually communicating the reasons underpinning the change and the benefits. It is vital. You have to make them explore with the benefits of your project. So if you are able to convince them for those changes, then you will find it easier for them to use your project. Then, third can be failing to account for change. The culture, the environment, and the focus of any business, it will change. Therefore, the business intelligence requirement, project scope and the parameters, the reporting needs, the data models, and the data sources, they will always be in the state of relative flux. So, you have to understand this, that all these things, they may account for the change. They may fail to account for the change. What can be the solution for this? Change is a constant factor, so we have to plan for it. Develop each project phase in an iterative manner, continually ensuring that the development it is catering for the actual business need. We have to see whatever changes are we doing, is it matching with the requirement that we have generated? So we have to work in an iterative manner. It's not that one phase is done, we keep on moving to the next and next and next. We have to perform our function in an iterative manner so that the end result that we're going to get, it remains efficient. Next risk can be poor data quality. Neglecting to adequately clean your data and implement stringent data change management policies before going live will culminate into disaster. That means today, since we are accessing all the data from various resources, whether we have the internet, whether we are accessing the resources on internet from the social media, from different applications, from different websites, or we may be accessing the resources from various databases which are placed at remote places. We are accessing the data from remote servers. So there is a possibility that we may get to receive the data which is of poor quality. So since everything on the BI project, it depends on the data, so we have to efficiently clean our data and implement the stringent data change management policies before going live. So this has to be done. What can be the solution? You should put strict data change management processes in place to ensure that alteration to the source system do not accidentally or unknowingly affect the output of your business intelligence tool. So you have to manage, you have to see that the data change management processes, they are in place. You have to be sure that whatever changes you're making into your data for the task of improving the quality, is it the correct data that you're achieving? Because this is actually going to affect the output of your business intelligence tool. Then, the last thing that you can think of, the risk of user adoption. That means you have built your business intelligence project, but the user adoption is poor. If no one uses your BI tool, no matter how good it is, the potential benefits and the ROI, it will never be realized. That means you have put in all your efforts in building this BI project. What if you are not achieving the right users for it? Your users, they are not convinced to adopt to your business intelligence project. So that is one very big risk that your business intelligence tool, it can face. Solution for this is include the end users in the purchase decision to ensure that your customer or the business user, they find the software intuitive. That means you have to include the end users for whom you are building this project in your purchase decision. Because the end users, whether they are the business users or your customer, at the end of the day, they are going to use a tool built by you. So you have to include in whatever decisions you are taking, whatever planning you are doing, you have to include your end users in all those phases. Then support your business intelligence user community after launch. Provide accessible training and support services. See, this is very important here, that today what we're doing, if we build a project, we hand it over to the company and we get the money for it, but the cost of building the project, we go on building to the next project for the next company. But this should not be the thing. We should always do some kind of training and we should always be readily available to provide any kind of support services to the company for which we have built the project. Even after the launch, we have to be accessible for them so that if they find any kind of difficulty in the project, we should be approachable for them. We should be there to provide any kind of training, to provide any kind of support services to our customers. Then only they will be adopting to our business intelligence tool. Then monitor the usage closely to ensure that the user adoption is and it remains strong. We should monitor the usage, that the end user who are using our system, are they satisfied with the results they are having? Are they satisfied with what profiles, what interfaces we have provided them to work on? So we have to monitor the usage closely to ensure that the user adoption, it remains strong. And above all, if the people, they are not using the tool, we have to ask them why. Addressing and rectifying any problem which is perceived or it can be the actual problem before a culture of negativity develops. It is critical. So we have to be interactive with the people, with the end users. For those we are trying to build the project, we have to understand, we have to address to their problems. There may be some problems which they think they are not able to solve. We should be available for them to rectify to all their problems. Because if we will not monitor those things of the user, later on what will happen, they at one point of time they will stop using our project that we have built. And the task of growth and maintenance of the software, it will go in vain. So we have to very much involved into the users, understanding their problems, understanding their requirement for successfully deploying the project for the growth of our business intelligence project. Cost justifying the business solution and measuring the success. Business managers, they can justify the cost of business intelligence solution and they can measure the success by various means. That means the business intelligence managers, those who are building this business intelligence projects, they have to justify the cost of these business intelligence solution and they have to measure the success of these business intelligence solution. How can they do this? There are few means on the basis of which this can be done. The very first is the usage tracking. Most business intelligence managers, they track the usage to gauge the performance and value. That means once the business intelligence software, it has been built, your project you have built, you have deployed the project onto the systems of the users. Now you have to track the usage of those end users onto your project. Are they able to well utilize that project? Are they facing any kind of difficulty in achieving the results on the project? So those all things have to be analyzed by the business intelligence managers. They monitor how many users have the business intelligence license, how often they log in to the business intelligence solution, how many reports they run on an average, how many queries they run against which the data elements, and so on. So all these kind of usage tracking activities have to be done. These usage tracking activities, if they are done in a proper format, the business intelligence manager, he will be very well able to analyze the data about the project. He will be able to analyze that whatever dashboard or the visualization tool I have provided to the users for analyzing their reports. Are they satisfied with those reports? Are they finding any problem into using the query language that you have provided them to interact with the databases? Are the reports that are being provided as per the results? So the whole tracking of the usage of the end users, it can be done to justify the cost of the business intelligence solution and to measure the success of the business intelligence project that we are building or the one we have already built. Second thing that can be done is the surveys. Some more business intelligence managers, they send surveys to the business intelligence user to gauge their satisfaction with the business intelligence tools and the report. For conducting this survey, they may send a person to the organization with various feedback forms that you can input that whatever task you are performing using this business intelligence solution, is it as per your requirement? Various feedback forms are being provided, or verbal surveys can be done with various people, the people of different departments. You can ask some people of IT team about the business intelligence solution. You can ask some people of a different department, maybe the sales department, some admin department people you can ask. So surveys can be conducted to ensure that whether the users, they are satisfied with our business intelligence solution. Then social media analysis. Business intelligence manager, they can add the social media features to their business intelligence reports, such as giving users the ability to rate, to comment, and to share on reports with their peers. Today, this task has become very easy. If we are satisfied with any product, we can just write the review related to it on the social media. We can write the comments in our comment section if we agree, if we are satisfied with the product, or even if we are not satisfied. So even the social media analysis, this can very well benefit to our business intelligence manager to analyze, to understand whether people are working, they're understanding the data well. So social media analysis, it can be easily done. And it can be, the managers, they can make the most use out of these social media analysis tools to analyze the data, to analyze the needs and the requirements of the users. Then another thing that can be done is cost efficiencies. The best business intelligence manager, they track the cost of making decisions. Before they initiate a business intelligence report, they establish a baseline that measures the cost of the hardware and the software licenses, and the time analysis spent accessing the data rather than just analyzing it. So after completing their project, the business intelligence manager, they remeasure the item to gauge the financial lift of the business intelligence project. So they have to check out for their cost efficiencies. They have to track the cost of making the decisions. So even the business intelligence managers, they can check out for the various cost efficiencies, various cost factors, because a lot of cost has been involved in building this BI project for the company. Now even the people who are using it, the end users, for the growth and the maintenance of the software, they are spending more money onto this project. So we have to efficiently utilize this cost for the betterment of the company. If the business intelligence project which has been built, it delivers good results, it helps the people in taking better and better decision for the growth of the company. So obviously the company is going to benefit from it, and the cost they've spent on building of this business intelligence project, it will be compensated. So for cost justifying the business intelligence project, or to measure the success of the business intelligence project, the task that we may do can be usage tracking can be done, surveys can be done, social media analysis can be done, and the cost efficiencies measurement can be done. Collecting the user requirement. Now comes the phases that we are going to talk about of the business intelligence project. If a person, he thinks about building a business intelligence project, so the very first thing that he would require is to understand his user. The user, what does our user he require from our project? So the very first thing, the very first phase that is required to be done after we have planned for the business intelligence project. So the phase would be collecting the user requirement. Each department of a business has a different goal and objective they wish to achieve with the help of business intelligence and the analytics. And therefore, the requirements are different too. See, we have different departments into our organization. They can be different users who are going to use our business intelligence tool. Now, our focus, it should be on understanding the requirement of each and every person. The technical people of the organization, if you provide them with certain charts, they can see the chart, or you provide them with certain tables, they can understand the table and analyze it. But the non-technical person, they may find them difficult. So you have to provide them with certain visualization tools, with certain additional properties, with the help of which they can better analyze the data. So for building this business intelligence project, it is very much required to understand the user's requirement. A well-documented business intelligence solution requirement report, it will result in the following things like, first, address the business, data, technical and the usage need. We have to address what are the business needs of this organization. What are the objectives that this business wants to achieve. So we have to address those issues, those needs. We have to understand the data needs, that from where does this organization gather all the data for analysis. We have to analyze, we have to address the technical aspects of the organization, that what platform is the organization working on, what all software tools is the organization utilizing. So we have to understand all those things, and the usage needs. So we have to address all these needs, whether they are business needs, whether they are data needs, whether they are technical needs or the usage needs. They have to be documented well in the requirement report, that these are the things which are required to be done. Then, uncover the current need and the future need. The project that we are building today, since we are continuously working on the growth of our project, so we should build our project in such a format that we should not only focus on the current needs of the organization, we should focus on the future needs also. We should be able to benefit this organization using our BI project in a long run, because the company is going to spend a lot on building this business intelligence project. So it should fulfill its current as well as the future needs. Save time by providing the team with a constant point of reference during the business intelligence software solution selection phase as well as the implementation phase. We should save our time by providing the time to the team. Means we should involve the people, our team, in the selection phase, where we are going to use a different tools for building the project, different application we are using, and when we are implementing this phase. So we should save our time to interact with the team, that we are doing these tasks for the implementation phase and we have selected these products. Are you satisfied with all this, or do we require to make some changes into that? So collecting user requirement is the very first thing that is required to be done. If we have understood the requirement of our users properly, if we have properly made a report for what all requirements the customer wants from us, then this report, it can be forwarded to the user. He can again analyze this report and make some changes if required. So collecting user requirement is very important, because ultimately we are going to satisfy our user with the business intelligence project.